Have you ever felt like the world sees you before you even speak? Like somehow people can sense there's something different about you, but they can't quite explain what it is. You walk into a room and some people stare while others look away. Some smile with admiration and others shrink in discomfort. They don't always understand why, but they feel something. Something about your energy, your composure, or just the way you move through life with quiet certainty. And maybe if you've ever felt that strange distance between you and the rest of the world, you've wondered, why do people treat me differently? Why do they act nervous or even defensive around me? What if the answer isn't about ego or arrogance or social differences? What if it's deeper than that? What if, without even realizing it, you carry within you the energy of a chosen one? Now, this might sound like a grand or mythical label, chosen one, but it's not about being perfect. It's not about being better than anyone else. Being a chosen one means having a heightened awareness, a deeper connection to truth, and a sense of purpose that you didn't exactly choose. It chose you. You see, the chosen are not always the ones who shout the loudest or lead the biggest crowds. More often, they're the quiet observers, the ones who sense energy before words, who can walk into chaos and intuitively find calm. But the world doesn't always understand that. And when people don't understand something, they tend to project fear or misunderstanding onto it. That's where your journey begins. When you live as a chosen one, your light naturally unsettles certain people. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because your presence reminds them of what they've forgotten inside themselves. Your confidence highlights their self-doubt. Your peace reveals their inner chaos. Your clarity reflects their confusion. And when someone feels that kind of mirror held up to their unresolved self, one of two things happens. They're intrigued, or they're intimidated. That's why you may notice people oscillate between admiration and resistance toward you. They might praise you one day and withdraw the next. They might imitate you, or gossip about you, or silently compete with you. Yet all of this isn't truly about you. It's their soul responding to the energy you carry, a kind of light that exposes where they still feel dim. It's important to understand this, because otherwise you'll start to question yourself. You'll ask, did I say something wrong? Did I make them uncomfortable? But the truth is, it's not always your words that create discomfort. It's your presence. Your energy carries truth, and truth makes people choose to align with it or to resist it. Every chosen one becomes a mirror to the people around them. Sometimes this reflection awakens others to their own potential, but other times it triggers pain because they see in you what they wish they could become. They'll notice your sense of direction, your ability to stay grounded in chaos, and they'll wonder, why can't I be like that? That question can inspire them or break them, and that reaction has nothing to do with your worth. So don't dim yourself to make others comfortable. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out, not by force, but by truth. Because the light of authenticity always stands out in a world built on imitation. But here's the paradox. The stronger your light, the lonelier the path may feel. You'll have moments where you question if being chosen is a blessing or a burden. You'll face seasons of solitude, not because people hate you, but because they can't follow where you're going. They're not ready, and that's okay. Every chosen one goes through solitude, and solitude isn't punishment, it's alchemy. It's in your solitude that the noise of others fades, and truth starts to speak clearly inside your soul. You learn to listen without distraction. You learn to walk without validation. You learn to trust the silence. It hurts sometimes, but that's where your power solidifies, away from praise, away from applause, away from the eyes that misunderstand you. In those moments, life reshapes you quietly. Your clarity deepens, your intuition sharpens, and what used to hurt your spirit becomes fuel. Solitude doesn't empty the chosen one, it forges them. So, if you're in a season where people have drifted away, if relationships have changed, if familiar spaces suddenly feel heavy, breathe. This is not the universe rejecting you. It's setting you apart to prepare you for what's next. Every chosen one must step away from the crowd before they can lead it. People may never fully understand what they feel around you. They just know that when you speak, something in them quiets down or stirs up. Your words carry energy. Your silence carries presence. And that's why some are drawn to you while others misjudge you. When people label your calm as arrogance or your independence as coldness, remember they're interpreting your strength from the lens of their insecurity. As a chosen one, your very existence challenges the illusions they built for comfort. You're not breaking them intentionally, your energy simply does that. The truth in you exposes the falsehood in systems, in mindsets, in people, and that can scare them not because you're dangerous, but because truth has always been disruptive. It shakes foundations built on denial. It brings clarity where confusion once hid. Your task is not to convince them of your intentions. Your task is to remain authentic even when misunderstood. Living as a chosen one doesn't mean separating yourself from the world. It means moving through it with awareness. You don't need to prove your wisdom, you simply embody it. You don't need to debate people into understanding, you simply live your truth. Because truth, when lived, speaks louder than any argument. Sometimes that means being silent when others are loud. Sometimes it means forgiving when you could have exposed them. And other times it means walking away from circles that no longer match your frequency. This isn't arrogance, it's preservation. Because when you carry a rare energy, your peace becomes sacred. You must protect it like a temple. That's how you live among those who don't understand your calling, by staying gentle in spirit but firm in boundaries. You love without attachment. You give without losing yourself. You shine without seeking applause. And one day, those who once doubted you will sense the peace radiating from your life and finally understand you weren't chasing attention. You were answering a call. To live as a chosen one is to walk a lonely but luminous path. It's not a title, it's a responsibility. Not everyone will see it, not everyone will get it, but that's okay. Because being chosen doesn't mean you're better, it means you're becoming. And the world needs more people brave enough to become. There will come a time when your awareness will be tested not through failure or loss, but through other people's pain. As a chosen one, you'll often sense emotions that aren't even yours. You can feel sadness in silent rooms, anxiety behind forced smiles, jealousy hidden beneath admiration. Your sensitivity is your gift, but it can also be a heavy weight if you don't know how to manage it. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the energy of others. You might absorb emotions that don't belong to you. You might carry their fears as if they were your own. And this can drain your soul if you forget one thing. Feeling deeply doesn't mean you're responsible for fixing everything. Compassion doesn't mean losing yourself in other people's storms. True compassion stands with people, but also knows when to step back. It's not about rescuing everyone. It's about understanding that healing is a shared journey, not your personal duty. You're here to guide, not to carry. That's one of the hardest lessons the chosen must learn. Not every broken thing is for you to mend. Because the moment you take on everyone's pain, you forget the purpose of your light. Your light draws others not because you solve their problems, but because you show what wholeness looks like. You become proof that healing is possible. Sometimes you will inspire others more by your stillness than by your advice, by your calm more than by your control, by your peace more than by your perfection. There will be moments when your purpose looks blurry, when your ego will whisper, you should be doing more, earning more, achieving more. But the chosen path is not about external validation. It's an inner unfolding. You are not measured by titles, wealth, or applause. Your value lies in alignment, the quiet certainty that what you're doing, however small, echoes your truth. Ego seeks attention. Destiny seeks expression. The ego screams, "Look at me," destiny whispers, "This is who I am." And you'll notice the world often celebrates the loud voices, but destiny moves through the steady ones, through those who listen before they speak, who serve before they're seen, who love even when it doesn't make sense to. You might wonder, why does it feel so hard to fit into this world? It's because you weren't meant to fit. You were meant to shift it, not by control, but by quiet transformation. A chosen one doesn't conquer the world, they redefine it. But you can only do that if you let go of comparison. Your timeline doesn't have to match anyone else's. Your pace is sacred, because every chosen one blooms in divine timing, never too early, never too late. As you grow into your truth, not everyone will understand it. In fact, the more aligned you become, the more misunderstood you may feel. And that's not a sign you're wrong, it's a sign you're evolving. When people can't categorize you, they often criticize you. They'll say you've changed, and they're right. You have. You've outgrown the version of yourself that made them comfortable. They'll whisper, "Who do they think they are?" And you'll smile quietly, because you know you're not who they think you are. You're who you were always meant to be. There's a strange freedom in being misunderstood. It means you no longer rely on being seen to know you exist. You start moving from external validation to internal conviction, and that's when your power becomes quiet, but unstoppable. So when they doubt you, don't argue, don't shrink, don't prove. Just keep walking, because eventually time reveals what words cannot. Every chosen one carries proof in their endurance. Your steadiness will speak when their noise fades. One of the most sacred responsibilities of being awakened is knowing where not to pour your energy. Not every argument deserves your reply. Not every invitation deserves your presence. Not every conflict needs your participation. You must learn to guard your peace like a flame on a windy night. Protecting your energy doesn't mean isolating yourself completely. It means discerning what truly serves your spirit and letting go of what doesn't. You'll notice that when your energy is pure, people will come for it consciously or not. They may crave your attention, your wisdom, your vibe. But if you give too much, you'll start running on empty. And a chosen one running on empty becomes a dim light trying to shine for others. Don't let that happen. You must refill your soul often, through nature, through solitude, through silence, through prayer or meditation, because your presence is medicine. But even medicine must be replenished. The chosen one understands balance, giving and receiving, speaking and resting, shining and retreating. You cannot guide others toward peace if you lose your own. Rejection is one of the most misunderstood blessings in the life of a chosen one. When doors close, when relationships fade, when opportunities vanish, don't panic, don't chase. Your journey is divinely calibrated. What leaves your life leaves for a reason. Some spaces can't hold your energy anymore. Some people were only meant to teach you not to walk forever beside you. The universe doesn't take from you, it clears for you. Rejection isn't always punishment. It's redirection. It is life gently saying, "Not this way. There's better ahead." And if you trust that, you'll stop mourning the past and start meeting your future with open eyes. Every chosen one must walk through closed doors to recognize which ones were never theirs to open. Because what's meant for you will never need to be forced. There will be seasons when everything goes quiet. No big signs, no validation, no miracles, no applause. You'll wonder if you've lost your connection to the source. You'll ask, why does it feel so empty? But silence isn't absence. It's alignment in progress. It's your spirit integrating what your soul already knows. Sometimes growth sounds like nothing because it's happening deep within. The silent seasons are when your faith matures from belief into knowing. You no longer need signs. You become one. So don't rush the silence. Sit in it. Breathe through it. Listen to what it's trying to build in you. Everything sacred grows quietly: trees, mountains, patience, wisdom, and so do you. At some point, you'll realize that the greatest freedom is not being liked. it's being real. Authenticity is your superpower. When you stop pretending people can feel you really feel you. Your words carry weight. Your actions carry truth, and your presence carries peace. You'll find that your authenticity simplifies your life. You'll attract fewer people, but the ones who stay will be true. You'll have fewer opportunities, but the ones that remain will align with your purpose. Because being authentic filters your reality. It keeps only what resonates. When you choose to be real, you stop living for impression and start living for impact. Your life becomes coherent, whole, centered. And that's when your energy turns magnetic, not because you're trying to attract, but because truth can't help but draw truth. As you evolve, others will begin to seek your insight. They'll ask how you stay calm, how you trust life, how you keep peace in chaos. You'll notice you've become the person you once needed. But remember, being a guide doesn't mean becoming a savior. Share your wisdom, not your exhaustion. Offer your light, but don't force it where it isn't welcomed. Even the brightest torch cannot light a candle that is closed. Help when you can, but release the outcome. The chosen one leads by example, not by control. When your life becomes a living message, words become optional. There comes a stage when you outgrow proving your point, defending your truth, or chasing closure. You stop chasing explanations and start choosing peace. You understand that not every story needs to be understood. Not every ending needs to be rewritten, and not everyone needs to see your light for it to be real. The highest form of spiritual strength is serenity, to love what was, accept what is, and trust what's coming. In letting go, you don't lose, you transcend. Because peace is what the chosen one eventually learns to protect above all else. When you first awaken, you think being chosen is about the power you'll gain. But as you live it, you realize it's about the heart you'll grow. Being chosen isn't a badge, it's a calling. It means you carry both the burden and blessing of awareness. To see clearer than most, to feel deeper than most, to hurt faster and heal slower. But you also love harder, forgive easier, and rise higher. The world may still misunderstand you, but it doesn't need to, because your peace no longer depends on being seen. You walk with quiet confidence, knowing that life itself recognizes you not by your fame or your followers, but by your frequency. And as you continue this path, help others when you can, love when you should, and rest when you must. Because being chosen doesn't mean doing everything, it means becoming everything you were meant to be. If you've ever felt different, isolated, or unseen, if you've ever felt that invisible spark that both connects and separates you, know this: it's not an accident. You were chosen long before you knew it. Not chosen to be perfect, but chosen to remember. To remember who you are when the world tries to make you forget. And if the people around you don't understand your journey, forgive them. They weren't meant to. Their path is different. Keep growing, keep glowing, keep choosing truth. Because the moment you accept your light completely, you stop needing the world to do it for you. And that's when everything changes. Thank you for watching. If this message spoke to you, if it reminded you of who you truly are, take a deep breath, smile softly, and remember, the chosen path is not easier, but it's always worth it. Until next time, stay grounded, stay luminous, and stay true.